Call this meeting to order. This is the agenda of the regular meeting of the Board of Directors of the rgc-4B EDC. Today is Wednesday, June the 8th, 2022, and it is 5:04 p.m. We're in Commissioners' Chambers, City Hall. Item 1, invocation and Pledge of Allegiance. I'll ask Mayor Villarreal for the invocation and Mr. Escobedo for the Pledge of Allegiance.
Heavenly Father, please lay your hand upon our EDC board so that we may continue to make decisions for the betterment of our community, decisions that are just, impartial, and fair. In your precious name we pray.
Amen.
Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, for liberty and justice for all. Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state under God, one indivisible.
Thank you, gentlemen. Item 2, roll call final quorum. Ms. Garza?
Yes, Mr. Ramirez,
Here.
Ms. Perez, not present. Mrs. Flores, not present. Dr. Javier Marco, not present. Mr. De Leon,
Present.
Mr. Villarreal,
Here.
and Mr. Escobedo.
Here.
We have a quorum.
Thank you. Item 3, public forum. Anybody sign up for public forum, Ms. Garza?
No, sir.
Okay, moving on to item 4, approval of minutes from previous meeting. I'll give you all a minute or two if you all need to.
I move to approve item 4.
I second.
Got a motion by Mayor Villarreal, second by Commissioner Escobedo. Everybody in agreement, signify by raising your right hand. Motion passes. Item 5, financial report. Ms. Guillen?
Yes. So you have before you the revenue and expense report. We're at 66% of the fiscal year. You'll see the revenues that have been posted so far onto the EDC and expenditures. We'll have a thorough report on our expenses and revenue at our workshop. But I'm happy to answer any questions that you have regarding the expenditures. And Commissioner Leon, you'll see this will be something we'll review every month. Any questions on any of these items, you're more than welcome to ask me. What we look at more importantly is the sales tax deposits, and that's included in your packet. Toward the end of the tab, you're going to see that year-to-date, the report that Lionel had was at 5.38%, but we just got a deposit for June that's already in the comptroller's account. So those numbers are updated. We did get a payment in June of $400,000. Let's see if I have that with me here. We received $412,066.31. That was the payment for June. So all of these numbers will change once that's inputted in there. But I mean, we're still positive in our sales tax deposits, which is good. Looking at the sales tax trends over the years, you're going to see it's been an impressive couple of years for us, and that's going to continue to take that trajectory in the positive direction. So I don't know if y'all have any questions. Lionel is out. If you have any questions for him, he will make himself available on Friday.
Okay. Any questions?
No.
If not, we'll move on to the next item on the agenda. Item 5, financial report. Oh, I'm sorry. Item 6, discussion and possible action to enter into an agreement with Lux for a Main Street facade grant.
Yes, we have an application in the packet, and we also have Ms. Salazar here with us today, and she is the owner of the building downtown that we know of when we drive by as Lux. It's a barber studio, and she has requested assistance for a facade grant to improve the facade on the east side of the building, which faces into that parking lot over at Chase.
Okay.
And so Ms. Salazar is here to tell us about our project. There's photos in there as well of the location. Ms. Salazar, ¿le quiere pasar para decirnos sobre su proyecto?
Muy buenas tardes, tengan todos ustedes.
Buenas tardes.
Gracias por su atención y por su amabilidad. Pues el caso mío es de que tengo ese local que está aquí en la Main. Está un poco deteriorado ya. Yo le he arreglado lo que se ha podido, pero la parte exterior, para donde está el parqueadero, se está demoliendo todo el ladrillo. Yo quisiera arreglar eso antes de que se vaya deteriorando, si es que es posible. Se me da la oportunidad y el apoyo de todos ustedes para que no se vaya deteriorando el local.
¿Es usted la dueña de Salazar o está rentando?
No, yo soy la dueña.
Okay.
Yo soy la dueña. Y por la parte de atrás, también está todo ya craqueado, todo el ladrillo. Entonces ahora que llovió, hace como una semana o dos, se me llovió bastante. Yo ya le había dado una media reparadita, pero creo que está un poco dañado. Yo le puse como 6 o 8 botes de impermeabilizante para tratar de que no se fuera deteriorando más, pero sí se ha deteriorado un poco. La parte de enfrente es la que yo le he tratado de arreglar un poco más y esa está en buenas condiciones, pero la parte de atrás está dañada. Y también tengo un problema con las palmas del parqueadero que he ido varias veces a hablar con la muchacha de ahí sí, porque se acumulan todas las hojas, todo lo que se cae de las palmas, y ahí ya estaba revenido por la humedad. Se detiene todo ahí y había nacido como un árbol chiquito. Entonces ocupé quien lo sacara y me le removiera todo y me le pusiera cemento para que no se siga deteriorando la estructura. Pero creo que sí está un poco dañado. Entonces, si ustedes me dan la oportunidad y el apoyo de ustedes, yo quisiera conservar esto, si es que se puede, pero saqué un presupuesto y sale un poquito caro porque saqué el presupuesto del lado del parqueadero y de la parte de atrás. Del lado de este señor Hernández está un poquito dañado. Sería nada más reemplazar los ladrillos que se están cayendo, pero allá está en mejores condiciones que las otras dos paredes. Entonces, pues
Sí,
no sé.
Por lo visto en las fotos sí le hace mucha mantenimiento, falta de mantenimiento en la parte de atrás.
Sí, está muy deteriorado. Entonces, estuve viendo más o menos a ver si con el enjarre se podía, pero no sé, yo ocupé a un señor para que me hiciera más o menos un presupuesto cuánto me cobraba, pero me cobra $11,000 solamente por la parte del parqueadero y por la parte de atrás. Me faltaría la parte del señor Hernández, donde ahí es poco, no es mucho, pero sí tiene también sus detalles para que no se vaya trasminando, porque las paredes, cada que llueve, yo le remodelé un poquito y ahora que llovió, el sheetrock ya se volvió a mojar otra vez. O tengo que volverle a estar metiendo dinero.
I move to approve item 6.
I second.
Okay, got a motion by Mayor Villarreal, second by Commissioner Escobedo. Everybody in agreement, signify by raising your right hand. Motion passes. Thank you very much. Muchas felicidades, se aprobó la aplicación, entonces a usted se comunica con Ms. Guillén para los detalles.
Ok, muchas gracias por su atención y por su tiempo.
Muchas
Okay,
gracias.
thank you, ma'am.
Gracias, Ms.
Very good. Moving on to the next item on the agenda, item 7, discussion and possible action to include a Main Street mobility project to the rgc EDC 2021-2022 work plan and authorize the project. Ms. Guillen?
Yes, previously we had a presentation on a sidewalk improvement to take place in our downtown. And in your packet on page 40, you will see the location. And we had a presentation on how that could be repaired. And so what I'm bringing to you today are some options so that you can consider this project. And obviously there's alternate ways of making those sidewalk repairs. One of them belongs to TxDOT, which is the one along 83, and the other one belongs to the city, which is on East. TxDOT is perfectly fine with us making the improvements. It's just I need your guidance to see which type of improvement you prefer to see. And then we would amend our work plan to include this project and start getting all of the figures together for it. I do have some figures. The existing material that's on there, it's a historic brick. It's the same one that is used on the building. There is some gaps, and that is the idea behind the repair, is to fill in all of those gaps. So an option is to go with the existing type of material, which is on page 42. And there's a similar brick that we can obtain from the brickyard here in town. The gentleman who sells brick has enough material to fill out the remaining space. From what I know and I gather, and I don't know that the price has changed since we last spoke, it's about $2.50 per brick. And we had the square footage assigned to that. Of course, the demand for that type of brick is popular up north because they obviously want to bring in that brick from Mexico, which is where he gets it. So he's willing to hold what he has for us if that's an option that we want to do. Option B is to go with what we have done in other sidewalk projects in our downtown, which is to install concrete. That's on page 43. That we have a couple of different vendors who can provide us some estimates for that.
Do we also add some, maybe some brick on the edges to kind of give it a better
We
look?
can.
I think we've done some of that on the other sidewalks as well.
The sidewalk on Main Street has that concrete and some little brick detail along the edges of the curb and the building.
You know what I've been seeing, Dalinda, it's a lot of cement, but it's with stamp, and it looks like brick,
Concrete.
and it looks really
Yeah.
pretty. And it already comes with color, and it's very cost efficient, even cheaper than applying the brick, but it's gonna look like brick. The
Right.
whole thing can be stamped.
We did that on Britain. We have
Yeah.
that type of stamped concrete on Britain Avenue. And yes, you can mix in color.
Yeah.
That's another option, but obviously the material being concrete, that can be colored, stamped, embedded with pavers. And then option C is another material that is like a porcelain type of tile. It's an outdoor tile, so it should be safe enough to where you're not going to slip. It's got that rugged finish, and that's what the presentation information we received last, that would be shipped into Rio Grande because that material is not available here. The proposed option D is to use the other brick material you see in the downtown. That is what TxDOT installed when they redid the Main Street sidewalks. They did that with a combination of concrete in some areas. And then the city went ahead and installed that red brick paver on some of the sidewalks on 2nd Street. This is on 2nd Street, so you'll see some of this type of brick just south of this property.
And price on that would be?
I don't have the price estimate on that.
Okay.
But I mean, I would gather all these. I need your input as to what you would like to see. I can, if you're eager to see a type of sidewalk installed, then we can go ahead and get all of the pricing material because labor has been quite challenging to find these days.
Yeah.
And I know I had asked for some estimates on labor, and that's what has been kind of delayed.
In my opinion, I think if you want to stick to the original look, I think option A would be the way to go. If you want to keep it in the same, I guess, what everything else we've been doing lately as far as the cement with pavers and whatnot, then option B in combination with the pavers for that. But again, that's just my opinion. I don't know what you guys think. I would like for us to kind of consider keeping it uniform and not having too many people doing different things, and that's going to be a patchwork of different things, I would rather keep it consistent with what we already have in the downtown Main Street, 2nd Street areas. But again, just it's open for input or discussion, comments at this time. So.
It has this brick right now? Okay.
Yeah. And we have located similar brick to
Finish it off.
To finish it off. Now, this one is really dirty. Granted, it needs a good power wash.
Now, will we remove that brick and do it all new, or power wash that and just add to what's missing?
I think that, well, I'm not the contractor for it, but I think that they would, they could work with the existing. They might need to remove what is closer to the curb to make the adjustments for the new brick, but I don't see them having to remove this.
I like A.
It's a
Yeah, I would go with
it
option
looks-
A. I think
yeah.
it looks nice, but
Simply because it's consistent with
with what we have downtown.
what we already have there, that specific building now.
That building has that type of sidewalk. I cannot think of another building in the downtown that has similar style, where the building itself and the brick carry on to the sidewalk.
Now, this is
Dr.
just,
Marco, can you hear us? There he is. Dr. Marco.
now, is this for the
There he
L
is,
too, or
he's
is it
ready.
just, is this also including?
That would be
Both.
That would be both. That would
Both.
be on 83, on 2nd Street and on East Street.
Okay.
Dr. Margot, welcome to our meeting. Let the record reflect that Dr. Margot joined us at 5:20 p.m. Can you hear us, Dr. Margot?
Hi, everybody.
Dr. Margot.
We're on item 6, or item 7, I'm sorry, item 7 on the agenda. If you have it in front of you, discussing this mobility project, sidewalk project, in one of the buildings there downtown. So again, we're just discussing the different options, and I guess the majority seems to like option A, to keep the original pavers, brick, and of course to redo that sidewalk on 83 or TxDOT side, and of course on the city side as well. So again, I don't know if you have those pictures in front of you, but it's open for discussion. See what you think.
I know I'm working, so I'm gonna go with the majority, so sounds
Okay.
good.
Okay. Yeah, with that being said, the majority likes the option A, so do I. I think it keeps with the original look of the building, but just make sure when we get the quotes, make sure we power wash, we coat it, we do whatever we need to make sure we bring it back to its original state, and make sure it looks nice and not have that look of an old and then the new. I gotta make sure it looks uniform.
Okay.
Yeah.
What I'll do is I will get with the vendor to give us an estimate for the labor and reconfirm with the material and bring you that complete proposal so that you know what the cost will be and the timeline for that. TxDOT will require us to submit some of this information to them, but they've already agreed to allow us to make an improvement to that sidewalk, so.
Very good.
So I'll gather that.
So at this time, do we entertain a motion?
Move to approve item 7 as goes with, what was it, proposition A?
Okay, got a motion by Mayor Varela to approve, as discussed, proposition letter A.
Second.
Got a second by Commissioner Escobedo. Everybody in agreement, signify by raising your right hand. Against, left hand, motion
But let me
passes.
just suggest, she's gonna go get quotes and contractors and all that. Does that mean whatever she gets, you'll approve it, or you put in a cap, a limit? Or I'm just saying, because if they come back with a X amount, is that what you're approving? Or do you,
Wouldn't that come back to us?
Come back to for
I mean,
final
once,
approval.
for final-
So what they would,
So you
they're
only approve
authorizing
you-
the project be added to
for
the
a
work
only?
plan so
Okay.
that
And
we
then you're
are
gonna put it
allowed to
back?
proceed with getting that on the list of projects that we
okay,
have.
under item A, that break?
And then we'll bring back those
Okay.
proposals
That's
for item A because it looks like that's the consensus.
Thank you, Ms. Guillen.
Is that,
Yes,
Yeah,
very
that
good.
That works.
So this item will come back, I guess, for final approval once we get all the prices.
but we can go ahead and add it to the work plan.
Yes.
Yes.
It's just pending
they're gonna
that
bring it back.
expense amount.
Very good.
Okay.
So with that being clarified, we'll move on to item number 8 on the agenda. Discussion possible action to approve a design service proposal from Hefner Design Team for the Basilio Villarreal Municipal Park Gate Entrance. Ms. Guillen?
Yes. Pardon me, let me just gather that. Do we have anyone from
No.
the company on the line? Okay. So, as you know, the gate and entrance design over at Basilio Villarreal Municipal Park was originally designed by our engineers, Rio Delta, and they handed that project off to us with a preliminary design. What this requires is a structural engineer, and so we took this to Sames Engineering to give us a proposal, and they declined because they don't do that type of work, but they instead recommended that we contact Hefner Design Team, who we have worked with in the past.
Okay.
Those of you who were here, remember we worked with Hefner Design for the courtyard at Kelsey Bass. And so they came back to us with a proposal to design the gate with the structural engineering that is required, the MEP design drawings. And of course, there's an option there to oversee the construction bidding for the project for an additional $2,500. We cannot build that gate entrance without it being properly engineered.
I agree.
So we have reached out to an engineer, and Hefner Design has an engineer that can put that design together for us. Closer to the end of that tab, you're going to see the entrance gate design that you guys had given us the green light to proceed with getting fully engineered. And at this point, if you have any update to that,
The only question I have is on that preliminary design. I noticed that they put Basilio Municipal Park. Why not Basilio Villarreal Municipal
Yeah.
Park? I mean, we need to add the whole name, not just the first name there.
That's
That
right.
looks odd.
I think that was something we had commented, but it wasn't made in the preliminary design that they returned to us before Rio Delta moved on. But we can certainly add that. I can talk to Hefner Design to incorporate it. They're going to have to redraw it up for us anyway. But they'll model this. They can't copy it, but they'll model this, and I'll bring that back to you. So what I'm asking for your permission to do is to work with Hefner Design on the design of the gate and the engineering that is required for it. And if you choose, give them the option to do the construction administration after we finalize the
So
design.
total cost, Ms. Guillen, is what's in the front
4,
page?
5, 6, 7, 8, 9,500.
Total, okay.
Right.
9,500.
I think that they're on there, but they're texting their guys.
Oh, okay. Good catch.
Something about that they're happy to just.
Yeah, they can adjust the name. Yeah, they're going to redraw it anyway.
Okay.
So,
So right now, we're just pretty much approving the contract with them, and then we worry about the design and all the other questions we may have moving forward.
Yeah.
Okay, that's fair enough. Any other questions or comments at this time?
To approve item 8.
The motion to approve item 8, Mayor Villarreal.
Second.
Second by Commissioner Escobedo. There have been agreement, signify by raising your right hand. Against, opposed, left hand. Motion passes. Very good. Moving on to item 9, discussion of possible action to approve the First Amendment special warranty, amendment, special warranty deed extending RGC-GISD requirement to build a special event center from 12 months to 30 months. Ms. Guillen?
yes. So we all know the EDC conveyed property for a project to develop the public safety center. In that property was some designated area for the school district to construct a performing arts center. Given that the school district is not going to be able to meet the 12-month timeline to construct, they're asking for an extension. So we're looking at extending this from 12 months to 30 months.
Okay. Any concerns, Mr. Villarreal? on the
No,
contract?
it just, it should read first amended, special warranty deed, so, it's probably our mistake, we put amendment, it should
Oh,
be first
for-
amended.
It's a typo.
Yeah, it's
Amended, okay.
That's it, but no concerns.
I so move item 9.
First amendment.
Okay, got a motion by
Second.
Commissioner Escobedo, second by Mayor Villarreal. Everybody in agreement by signify by raising your right hand. Opposed, left hand. Motion passes. Very well.
You need a motion?
Commissioner
Esco
Escobedo.
made the motion, second by Villarreal.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Any other discussion? If not, we'll move on to item 10, Executive Director's Report. Ms. Guillen?
Okay, so I gave you an update on the sales tax report as we just received a new payment. Our unemployment is currently at 12.9%, so it continues to decline in small increments. Over the month of May, we had 2 occupancy permits in the city. On commercial development updates, as y'all know, Chick-fil-A is moving very, very quickly. The facility is expected to be completed from what they had said, November. It looks like they want to get in there sooner, so I would expect that they're probably going to achieve that. Buffalo Wings and Rings construction is also moving rather rapidly, and they plan to be in place this fall. There's a couple of landscaping issues that we've been working with Starbucks and Panda Express on. I think those have gotten sorted out. It's a matter of just installing perhaps maybe a small boulder in some of those areas where the trucks kind of run over the curb. But it's just, it doesn't look nice, and it's such a pretty property. Tractor Supply, we've been talking to them. They need to submit their plat for the west corner of Lot 1, Hoeria Daisy, Portage Concrete. I think I'd mentioned to some of you that Texas Roadhouse is looking at a parcel just south of Lot 1 on the east side, and I think they're going to make it very well there. We're already talking to Troy about another restaurant coming onto the property next to them, so we'll discuss that later. The medical project on 3167, the subdivision plat was approved at P&Z for preliminary approval. That comes before the city. The mayor mentioned, he did a nice video out at the Texas Regional Bank site. They tore whatever was there, and we're excited about what they're going to be bringing. So we've been working with them, just making sure that they're getting the assistance from the city as they need it. I think I had, everybody knows that Buc-ee's had eyed a site west of La Jolla and withdrew their plans. And of course, just like everybody else, we were quick to jump and say, well, if you're not going to go there, we have a place where you can come here. So we've reached out to them and sent them a recruitment packet, so we'll be following through with them. A Buc-ee's in this area is going to happen. The question is where. So this is one of those tasks, big tasks that we have to try to lure them into Stark County and particularly Rio Grande.
Who's Harbor Freight?
Harbor Freight is also a tool company, they sell tools.
Yeah.
Okay.
And they're looking at a location, for a location in Rio Grande. We've already talked about several sites, but yeah, they want to be here. So it's just a matter of finding the right location. And then Buffalo Wings and Rings, we have, we're going back and forth with legal on some comments, but that's moving along. The port project, the roadway, just so you know, we met with the MPO director and TxDOT, and we are having to update some of the information we submitted over to them so that they can put that through their next board meeting, which I believe is set in August. And then Grants, Mendez and Mr. Alcazar have both signed off on their agreements. We're just waiting on their receipts. Principesa has also done a lot of repair at their building downtown, and she too is ready for her payment pending receipts. And then, of course, those of you that joined us on Main Street, we did have a really nice celebration for Historic Preservation Month, and there's a few photos in there. I'm really glad that you know, Sarah brought that up when we were talking about events for this year, and I think most everyone there, Mayor, were downtown property owners or businesses. And so it was really nice that everybody came together in support of each other. So I think this is going to become an annual trend.
It was an excellent event.
It was. And usually you see a lot of city people. This time it was like a handful, just you guys, and everybody else that was there either owned a building or had a business downtown. So it was really nice. It was their event. So thanks and kudos to Kathy for doing such an amazing job on that. We also attended a binational trade symposium where the mayor gave some information about the city as part of their presentation. Melinda worked on a short 30-second commercial, which was well received. We were able to make contact with several different investors who are coming into the area, mostly industrial, but we do have some property right by the Walmart that's developing for cold storage, and we also have property right behind the St. Ives that's developing for light industrial, so those guys are looking at those areas very carefully. For those of you that followed us on social media, you saw that we honored Miss Marisela Salinas from Principesa, as we joined her and her family at the SBA District Director, to receive the District Director Award. They had a nice little reception up in Rancho Viejo. Planning Office was there with us, Gilbert and Tony. They're the ones that are doing all the inspections at her property, so it was only just that they would go. She was so humble in receiving her award. It was really nice to see someone from Rio Grande, a woman from Rio Grande, get that honor. So this is something that I feel we need to share her story, because she obviously was recognized among many different businesses that applied. And then Dia del Comercio was another success. Mayor, you always do such an awesome job there talking and getting the crowd, excited so early in the morning. But I know that several people went out to have breakfast with the mayor of Camargo and other dignitaries, and this is just a tradition that continues and gets larger every year. We would love to see something like that on this side. Maybe someday we can work to build a business, day or business expo. I know the chamber has been talking about that. And then we have a lot of work ahead of us this weekend with our workshop coming up this Friday. So just know that we'll try to be as easy on you as we can be. So that sums up our May activity. If you have any questions, happy to answer.
No, not this time.
Okay.
Okay, no comments or questions this time. It seems like we've been busy the last couple of months. So again, congratulations to everybody involved in putting those events together. So I know it takes a lot of work and effort. So again, good job on that. Moving on to item 11, executive session under Chapter 551, Texas Government Code, Section 555.071, consultation with attorney, and Section 551.087, deliberation regarding economic development negotiations. It is 5:36, and we're going to executive session. Back from executive session, it's 5:59 PM, and at this time, item 12, reconvene into a regular session and in consideration of action on matters discussed during executive session, including the following. Item A, no action. Item B, no action. So at this time, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
I so move.
A motion, second by the Ruiz, and by the right hand. All right. Meeting is adjourned. Thank you all, gentlemen.